Hello and welcome to some more Aurora. As I mentioned at the end of the last few videos, I've played quite a lot off camera because the game was starting to get a little bit boring at that point because I was building up my economy and exploring the galaxy, and I found things. I definitely found things. I found aliens in Nerod and two sets of aliens in Weber. So the goal here now is to build up my economy sufficiently that I can go and kill them. So there's actually been quite a lot of playtime, and really I'm just really building up my economy because the big problem I've been having is my fleet's actually really big, and I've been struggling with maintenance facilities. So I kind of need this amount of maintenance facilities to keep my fleet in supply. This might be a bit more than I need at the moment, but also these maintenance facilities consume quite a large amount of gallicite, and they use this to make maintenance supplies. So if you click on the mining tab here, you can see what maintenance, how much maintenance resources you use to keep things cracking along. And I'm really struggling with gallicite. And corundium as well, as you can see. Everything else seems to largely be a-okay. And in terms of industry, I'm pumping up heaps amounts of industry just in my mines to try and keep things up. And where I'm doing a lot of my mining is in Gattas A3. I'm just throwing in tons of automated mines on this planet because it has virtually an inexhaustible amount of both corundium and gallicite. So really good for corundium mining, but only 0.1 gallicite. And this is a problem on most of my gallicite deposits, all very, very low accessibility. But the more automated mines I throw in here, the more corundium I get, so the more automated mines I can build. So that's kind of the way that's working. Tetra A3 has also been quite developed at this point. Also a lot of gallicite and a lot of mines here too, 850. And then Gattas B1, really not that many minerals here as well, but some mining happening here too. I have expanded to the Zate system, and I now have a colony on Zate A2. And this came as a jungle planet. It came with a colony cost of about 1.8. So I'm just using infrastructure to support civilians here, and I'm building this colony up is what I am doing, because it also has just a ton of minerals of almost every variety. So it basically gives me a little bit of everything I need. It gives me some corundium, it gives me some gallicite, but also what it means is building up this colony in the system is that my civilians are now also building up mining facilities, which will also help me out. So that's a lot of what's happening. There's been a lot of research tech been done as well. But the thing about gallicite is that you need gallicite to make ships. Gallicite is the main mineral for engines, so I'm being reluctant to try and build more engines or ships because it draws on the gallicite situation. Also, what's been happening on occasion is that they've been flying through, enemies have been flying about a little bit, and I had a little bit of a problem because normally it's just scouts, so that hasn't been too much of a difficulty. But the trowel system, they actually sent some combat ships there, and they killed a bunch of civilian haulers and just logistics ships. So that was not cool. But otherwise, I generally try and hunt down and kill what they have. But as you can see, there's heaps of civilian transports going through. So yeah, I'm here to play for a little bit, let the game tick along. I definitely want to get to the point where my economy becomes more stable. So I can, and also gain some new techs as well. Much bigger guns. Those rail guns I initially had were a little bit small. Hey, a new civilian mining colony. So there's a new one, so that's cool. Yeah, and I'm busy, but I'm buying these minerals, just whatever they are, I'm buying them. And I think I still need to get a mass driver on Zate, and when I do, I'll start throwing the minerals there. So I've got freighter transports going through to Tetra and Gattas. They collect all the resources and they carry them and then load them. And at this point, I guess the majority of my economy, I mean, Earth is basically mined out from everything. It's got some boromite and uranium, but not much left, and it will deplete pretty quickly. Yeah, once upon a time, it had a bunch of everything, but the game's really moved on. What do we have here? We have... I am building some more cargo. Yeah, building freighters, but they're constantly delayed because of the Galasite situation. But the game's taking long. I mean, at least I'm reaching the point at this point where I can basically build automated mines at full capacity, which I couldn't do before because I was short on corundium. And now I'm mostly just short on Galasite. So I also have shortages of Sorium, but Sorium is not really an issue because Sorium, the only use for Sorium is to make fuel. Hey, another civilian mining operation. That's cool. Things are really taken up. Yeah. So I've got, because I have so many fuel harvesters, I don't actually need to worry about actually fuel mining. I do mine some Sorium on a few planets, but not enough to keep the fuel refineries going. And as you can see, I have quite a large amount of racial wealth, so that's helping with the civilian economies and the mines being developed. Unfortunately, at this point, I do have just an absolute abundance of fuel and maintenance supplies. But what I am waiting for is I do want to get enough Galasite stockpiled so I can upgrade my ships to the latest tech. And once I've done that, I'm definitely going to organize an expedition to go and kill some more aliens. That's what this game's about. And because I have mineral shortage and supply production, yeah, and because I constantly have mineral resources, the game basically runs in 5-day increments to tell me that you don't have any minerals left. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of haulers here, and what I want to do is detach them because I want to, let's say this is mass driver. I want to move some mass drivers. Let's do 4. Or as many as I can get. To Zayt, so Zayt can receive the minerals from the civilian mining operations and then they can be transported back to Earth. One nice thing about Zayt is there are a number of Galasite deposits that have one accessibility, so high accessibility, and with all installations, and then you can go back. Okay. The unfortunate thing about Zayt is it is actually quite far away, so I think a lot of the civilian ships aren't that interested or don't have the range to go that far. I do have a small cruiser fleet just chilling here, which in case anybody bad shows up. It's not the full fleet, it's just a detachment. Where are you? The main fleet is just orbiting Earth. This one is, yeah, so I can rejoin those two. And this one's just orbiting in its system, and I'll have you send them back to refit and whatnot, but if I don't keep them here, if the enemy shows up, they won't have enough time to get there to cause some trouble. Also, population is also generally running in small supply. Trying to use mines as much as possible because they are cheaper than automated mines, but they produce the same. The only condition is that they require people. Okay, the civilian economies are already starting up on Zayt. This is exactly what I hoped for. And these things wouldn't develop unless I had a colony here, or a sizable colony. I think maybe this 10 million is something like the magic number. So yeah, Galasite 1 here, no Galasite. Yeah, Galasite 1 here, 0.7, and some more Galasite. Unfortunately, there's very little Galasite on here directly, but it's got enough of everything that this will be a stable source of minerals for a long time of a lot of the things that I need. But I'm very pleased that the civilians are building the things that I need. And then I can bring them back. Hopefully I don't... hey, that's a healthy amount of corundum. I haven't seen that amount of corundum there in a long time. It's really nice having the turns just tick over, but some kind of message always rocks up eventually. So yeah, got corundum, got calcite. One thing that is also happening is the terraforming of Gatus B1 is going along. One thing that is also worth noticing is that the larger the diameter or the larger the planet size, it really can slow down the terraforming rate by really a lot. So it's been a while to get this terraforming going on. So that is a breathable atmosphere. It's limited on water availability and on temperature. I am adding water vapor. So water vapor is going to increase hydrographic extent as it's coming out. So I should probably think about, but yeah, it's very cold. But the temperature is going to be the biggest factor here. So it's probably worth switching over to a yeastusium to help keep things warmer. Because I think this is largely based on, it's usually almost exclusively based on the biggest thing. So it's usually, you can micromanage it, but you generally want to focus the bigger thing that's causing you issues. But it's going to take a while to get that temperature up. And I've also just been building tons of research labs, so much so that my calcium is actually becoming a little bit of a problem. But I can now do 36 of 36 labs on power and propulsion, so that's pretty cool. I'm after these 40 centimeter rail guns. I think when I have them, I'm going to start really thinking about redesigning and upgrading my cruisers. Right now, they seem to be more than sufficient. So I've got better engines as well. Yeah, let's have a look. The distances are large. I'm also hoping that the civilians will start building better and more fuel efficient spacecraft. Another big mistake that I made, and I wasn't quite aware of this, but I've become more aware of it later on, is if we do go to engine design, and I really should have paid more attention to this. So if we want to make a commercial engine, right, we have to go to at least 50% power. And we have to, there's some size you have to go up to. I don't think it's maximum, maybe it's 50 hull size. Yeah, it's 50 hull size, but you can go much larger than 50 hull size. But now this is a commercial engine, right? But what you can do is you can reduce the engine power further. And as you can see, if I reduce the engine power by let's say 10%, the fuel consumption drops by maybe 80%. So you can make a much more fuel efficient engine by making the engine power less. So you can trade space for fuel efficiency. So that's a really good deal, I think, for commercial engines. So I've done that now. So my latest commercial engines have lower power output and are consequently much more fuel efficient, which really was something I should have done a while ago. And as you can see, I've got 1 billion fuel here now, more than... I don't have fuel problems anymore. No, sorry, no fuel problems here. So that's great. More research labs. So something probably completed. Logistics. Yeah, I'm sure there's logistics things that I can research. Let's do underway replenishment. I haven't quite figured out how to get that to work nicely, but hopefully at some point. Yep, that's no harm in making my maintenance facilities more effective because I have so many of them. Okay, what do we have here? Okay. And have the mass drivers arrived here yet? Yes, they have. Okay, so now that the mass drivers are here, I can start telling these guys to send the mass they've been purchasing to the colony. And hopefully this will start making a big difference. I do have a fleet that's sending mines to Zayt. Yeah. And are you bringing minerals back? That's the question. No, you aren't. And I'm quite happy with that. But what I do need now is just to send a freighter. And I think I'm going to need more freighters because the civilian economy just isn't quite cut for my needs. And even though my stockpile of gallicite isn't working enough, and you can see here that a haul of 3 costs 294 gallicite. So I will build 7 more, and they will get done. It just means that not enough gallicite is going to make it to the maintenance facilities, and that's fine. I'm still really trying to build up the supply, but I think this Zayt colony is going to help a lot because there's a lot of high accessibility gallicite in the area. And we can see here I guess there's only 389 there at the moment. But it's going to start collecting the gallicite from the civilian economies. So a big part of what I'm trying to do is just get as many civilians and mines on Zayt as possible. A bigger colony there will help get not just resources from Zayt, but also help encourage the civilian economy to grow. So I'm bringing in my own mines, I'm bringing in my own infrastructure, I'm even bringing in my own colonists to try and build up this colony as fast as I possibly can. Okay, so yeah, I've got a very, very healthy quantity of corundium. So I can probably... That's great, because I can just keep building automated mines forever then. Oh jeez, I hope you aren't hearing those bings that I'm hearing. Okay, that's really annoying. Hopefully that'll fix that. Sorry about that. Oh jeez. Okay, where was I? Okay, the frigates have exceeded the deployment time, so I'm going to send them back to refit. I mean, the overhaul rather, because they're just chilling there, and it's a bit of a pain having them there. And I'm basically just going to hope that the aliens don't rock up. But another thing that's worth mentioning that is quite fun is that I did kill some aliens, and when you do kill some aliens, what can happen is that they can surrender. So these 2 ships, SV Vienna and COE Usima, were actually enemy ships that surrendered to me. And this was actually so convenient because which one is it? Yeah, this ship has the salvager module, so I used this ship to salvage the other enemy ships that I blew up, and that was quite good because that gave me some bonus tech. This ship basically just has some combat launchers, missile launchers, and yeah, I don't really have any intention to do anything with that. Just keeping it around for the moment. Yeah, so on Zayt, oh geez, I need more infrastructure. The alternative is to terraform it, but I'm loath to move the terraformers from Gallus B1. It's actually very, very far away in space terms, and to get that to Zayt A too. it might be worthwhile to build more terraformers, and that's been on my mind for a very long time. Because if I terraform this place, I don't have to worry about maximum population. But I do have the population there. And what do we have here? What am I trying to show? A ton of mines. 81, 89 mines, and a whole bunch of minerals. So yeah, they've got the minerals off of the civilian places, and they're on this colony, so that's great. Where's Zate Mass Driver? Are you back home yet? No, you're not quite back home yet. But I'll use them to... Actually, hang on, let me just check, because I should still have a ton of excess infrastructure. No, Tetra only has 7 infrastructure here. Mars has 3,000, and they're all on supply, because they don't need that infrastructure anymore, right? So they're taking that infrastructure to Zate. So yeah. The civilian economy is moving infrastructure to Zate, but not quite fast enough. Okay. So I'm going to rename you infrastructure. Now I don't need to build the infrastructure because it's all on Mars. And because Mars has been fully terraformed, I don't need it there anymore. And once all the infrastructure has been moved to Zate, that's probably enough infrastructure, so that kind of works out quite nicely. Oh, I think I do want to detach one of them, and you're going to be renamed Minerals Zate, and your one job is, just to keep things simple, it's definitely a little inefficient because I can't take stuff there on the way there, but I'd rather just be specialized. So your only job is to load the minerals and then take them back to Earth. Unload all minerals, cycle, and did I tell Zate's infrastructure to cycle? Where are you now? There you are. I did. Okay, so that's cool. Always sorry, I'm shortages there. But the majority of my automated mines are going to Gata's A3 with that massive coryngium deposit. And it's also got a bunch of other things as well. So this is where the majority of my automated mines are going. And along with everything else, I actually need 2 freighters to collect all the resources from Gatas to bring them back to Earth in a timely manner. So I think I'm good on coryngium now, even though a huge amount of my industrial capacity is going into automated mines. I think I have enough coryngium to actually keep going indefinitely. All this means is that I need the ships to be able to move the mines as much as possible, and I'm having some bit of difficulty moving them. I've got 137 mines here, right? The automated mines are okay because I'm really manually controlling those, but these mines, I can add supply to that, but am I adding a mine? Add supply 100. And I'm telling them to send them to Zate, and I think to Tetra as well, because I can always just mine more here. Should probably make sure that yeah, I think I have enough cargo capacity to get what I need off of Tetra. Once more ship. Moving infrastructure. haulers are coming through pretty seamlessly, so maybe I'm reaching critical points where I'm finally gotten hold of the Gallicite problems. That'd be good. Okay, so 2 haulers are done. I'm gonna wait for the rest. Okay, so I got a new fresh load of haulers, and what I'm going to do with them should probably start with a name first. Z mines 2, and these guys are just gonna try and shift these mines. Ah, that's the wrong one. Shift these mines to Z, try and get that developed up as much as I can. I'll let all the installations. Refuel and resupply from the colony. Cycle. Okay. There's a very healthy load of resources here. That's really cool. Might be a bit too much for the first load, but I did allow it to build up. And I think with that, it's time to build some more haulers. Because I have the population on Z for more mines, so let's get them going. And if I keep this up, I might actually start building some terraformers. That sounds like a new civilian mining facility. It's definitely what I'm after. Because these things can actually make quite a lot of resources. And I don't mind paying for them. Yeah, okay. So hauler 314, that's Z minerals. I think it will be okay for the next trip. It did build up, but you can see how much. It's basically transporting like nearly 10,000 minerals of different varieties. So that's cool. It's very, very cool. I was also having a little bit of issues with some of the exploration vessels flying around my space, so I'm building some more deep space tracking stations. And the way I understand it is the more you have of those on your planet, the more you can detect stuff around it. So that's the reason why that's happening. Yet another one. This is fantastic. This is definitely what I was aiming for, but I didn't expect it to go so well. In many ways, it's why I colonized this colony, because I saw that there were a lot of potential options for these civilian mining industries to develop in Zayt. And if you look at the other colonies like Tetra and Gatas, there were very few options actually. Okay, that's an enemy ship. I recognize that class. It is an exploration vessel. That being said, let's see if we can hunt it down. Okay, so it's over here. So I'm not quite sure what it's up to, but I've got my event horizon over here just because it has thermal sensors. So I'm going to send some ships after it. If this is anything like what has happened before, it will disappear almost instantly, but we'll try. So let's just attach a small amount, because you don't need to send more than that. You really don't. So we're going to send them to Trow and just have them, yeah, we're going to send them there. Yeah, so if we have a look, I wonder, it might be worthwhile sending Event Horizon 3 to follow. So we have Event Horizon 4W3, movement orders. And you have to select contacts for the enemy, and I'm just going to say follow, because I remember what class this is. So this is the Nur aliens. So you can have a look at them here actually. You go Neurot aliens, and you can go ship classes, and you can see Hainama. And it's a military ship. There's really no information here because I know almost nothing about it. But wait, I thought I captured you. Oh. But yeah, so it depends on how much fun you've had with the ship. You can see different amounts of information, and you also see where you've seen them. And yeah, so you can see I destroyed some of these, so that was quite fun. But yeah, okay, let's just go for let's turn this off and see what happens if I go 2 minutes. Okay, I haven't lost track of him yet. He doesn't quite know what to do. He's locked faster than my Event Horizon actually, but the cruisers are coming. Yeah, so out of range of the Event Horizon, so send them back to the jump point. So it's been a bit of cat and mouse like this for a while, which is definitely annoying. Which makes me think it's probably time to colonize a planet in the system, but it's got garbage. There's really nothing here that worth mentioning. If you go to the mineral overview and you just go search, it's basically just got there's nothing here. I can probably make a low colony here, but it's just really not that interesting, so I don't really want to make a colony here. But really close. I really actually could just go and take my fleet to Neurod. It's not that far. Could definitely do it. Okay, so it's decided to show up again. But let's have a look at Earth. Where these cruisers are, they're still probably too far away. Yeah, there they are. They're coming. And they're very fast. But it's just the distance. Yeah, it's going back and forth. Sometimes the AI is not that fantastic. Okay, the cruisers are here, but now it's gone away. Maybe it's actually scared of the cruisers. I won't put it past them. You know what I'm actually going to do? Let's camp these cruisers, or this cruisers on. Wait, let's have a look at the galaxy map. So we're in Chorao, it's Trukwa and Nyrod. So let's sit on the Trukwa jump point. Move to location. There are actually 2 jump points to Trukwa, which is really annoying. But only one of them has a jump gate. So, hey! Stumbled on him, right? That's pretty cool. We must have been going to the same place. Otherwise, I don't really quite know how that'll work. So let's go kill him. Let's go kill him. That will be great. So contact, enemy, follow. And I'm just going to wait until I'm actually right on top of him. Because you don't actually want to turn on your fire systems before, because it slows the game down tremendously. Okay, so we're on top of him. The distance is 0. So we go to the cruiser, we go to ship combat. Fire control systems, so let's just put that over there, and we really don't have to worry about anything else because he has no guns. So 5 seconds, they'll be, hey, just normally they have to have time to prepare, But we hit them, 28 hits. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention. We killed it with one volley. Well, good job. That's so, yeah, that's one. Hopefully he won't annoy us anymore. Won't slow down the game with their shenanigans. Oh yeah, so the game will always slow down, and so you have to turn off the fire control system. There's something about the code in the game that if there is a fire control system on, the game slows way down. So you need to turn it off. And that's almost certainly a much better way to keep my logistics safe. Let's have a look at how this colony is developing. Yeah, short on infrastructure. But yeah, there's a lot of civilians dumping infrastructure. So as long as I keep the infrastructure flowing and the mines flowing, that colony will develop. Let's have a look-see. Okay, they're still all fully productioning, and there is no reason not to just build more, because at this point those automated mines are going on to this virtually endless supply of corundum on this planet, which also comes with gallicite, which I desperately need, and will help build up reserves of all of these other minerals, even though I'm starting to actually have 13,000 corundum. That's probably more than enough. I could probably start thinking about making more construction factories, because I actually have enough available workers. But maybe I'll wait for the corundum stockpile to build up a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, never enough corundum in this world. Gallicite either. Okay, let's more on the railgun. Okay, so yep, there's some space there. There's some space there. How's the terraforming here going? It's got some cesium. It's gonna help. It's gonna be a long trek. I think it's time to start building those terraformers, or at least designing the next generation of terraformers. So let's terraformer 3. You have magnetoplasma engines, but I have a better one. So you can be terraform. And I checked on some of the rules and how this game works, and the refit rules say that you can refit the ship to a different model provided it's within 20% of its current tonnage. So I'm going to try and do that as much as possible. I'm probably not going to bother upgrading terraforming boats, but I think it's a good idea. So maybe let's go for 140,000 tons. So let's remove all of these and add our much better engines. And it is this internal fuel fusion drive. Doesn't have to be that fast. This is fast enough. And we might be able to add another terraforming module. That would be good. One fewer engine. Okay, now is that within 20% of that? So I think so. And if it's not, it's barely off, so that's fine. Okay, so Terra 4, it's 150,000 tons. That's actually a really big ship. I might have to expand the shipyard. I'm definitely gonna have to expand the shipyard. This one. So let's go back to see how big it is. Terra 4 is 150, so let's go for 151,000. Wow. So let's go to continued capacity, 151,000, set activity, and let's do you as well. It's gonna be a long trek. So this one, it's not actually clear which one will be faster because this is 4 slipways, but I have a feeling it will get there quicker than this one. But it's not a short job actually, where I saw an access research lab. Okay, so I'm reaching the point where most of my projects are at the administration level limit. Oh no, I did apply it. What am I talking about? Okay, got all of those deep space tracking stations. So I think a better use of that extra production capacity at 70, so at 80. So let's modify this percentage to 20%, modify. And let's actually put in some more construction factories. Not a lot, but just enough. I've got enough available workers here, I think, to make that still worthwhile. When you run out of workers, you can just put all your production capacity into automated mines. And it's actually a bit of a fake number because I don't really care about these mines. I'm trying to get them off as fast as possible, and they will be consuming labor. Yeah, I'm not really shifting infrastructure here fast enough. How are the shipyards developing? I've only been expanding for about 5 days and already I'm impatient. Yeah, it's going to be a while. And you can see how much faster my ships are. That's nice. Okay. Okay, so I actually don't have enough freighters to carry all the stuff. So I'm gonna have to assign another hauler to carry all the minerals away from this colony. Jesus, look how quickly all these civilian industries have expanded. And you can see the production levels over here. So these are like on comets and much smaller things that you don't really want to micromanage yourself. So the production levels are generally going to be much higher than, or especially when you add them up. So if you look at the numbers, it's usually about like 500. But on the actual colony, it's only neutronium, which is really doing a lot. So most of these minerals are actually coming from the civilian mining industries. So I'm definitely going to have to assign another freighter to collect minerals. So I'm going to rename you Zeit Minerals 2. And you are going to have the same job. Refuel and resupply from colony. Zeit. Load all minerals. So this is a really happy problem to have. Oh balls, colony 1. Oh my goodness, this was supposed to be resupply from resupply and refuel. Oh jeez. Okay, I made this mistake before. So where are you? And you are carrying humans. So go to Zeit, unload your colonists. I'm just gonna have to put in all these orders again. Refuel and resupply from colony. Trowel. That's it. Okay, that should be that sorted. Oh no. Load colonists. There we go. That should be it. Okay. Yeah, so I can still bring in more mines. It's a pity that the Gallicite's piling up. I think it just loads Gallicite last because it's at the bottom of the list, so that's annoying. It's the one I need the most. But yeah, got Gallicite here. In fact, I think while I'm busy with these shipyards, I think it's gonna just do another one. I need some larger shipyards. And while I'm developing Zeit, Gatas is also actually still going strong. I have a bunch of fleets coming here as well, making sure that Gatas A3 is getting a steady stream of automated mines. My goodness, that's a lot of automated mines. Yeah, and it's just pumping out the corundum more than anything else. And yeah, that seems fine. That seems fine. Okay, and the civilian economy is moving some things around. It's actually moving all the mines around, but where is it sending them? I know. Okay, it's not sending the mines here. Okay, I'm requesting mines on Gatas B1. These are very inefficient mines, but there's almost an inexhaustible quantity of these resources here, so yeah, it might be worthwhile building them. If nothing else, let's call it diversification. More haulers. what I'm actually gonna do, oh jeez, is, yeah, things are, there's a ton of stuff going here. So what I'm gonna do is when that fleet carrying mines comes close to Earth, I'm going to send the haulers on Earth to join that fleet. And then if I do it that way, I don't have to worry about giving them orders, because I just join the fleet and automatically carry out those orders. So maybe it's a little bit more inefficient way to do it, but it will save me some clicking. Just have to wait for it to show up. Okay, a research lab. Let's get that railgun faster. And let's see where this mines Zata's fleet actually is. Okay, one is in the Sol system. Okay, so you're in the Sol system. You're near Neptune. Zate Mines. Okay, so Zate Mines does what I wanted to do. It's carrying mines. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Oh my goodness, what on earth? Oh Jesus, that's a ball. That's a ball up. I haven't told it to actually load mines, so it's just been driving back and forth doing absolutely nonsense. Okay, so load mines, refuel and resupply, Trau Zate, unload all installations, Trau, Sol. Okay, that's a balls up. So I'm going to detach the slot, and I'm just going to tell them to click fleet to bring up fleet. So Zate Mines, just click join fleet, and then once it does that, it will just assume the same orders that that fleet has, and it's just an easier way to avoid a little bit of micromanagement. Dream of the day, I have enough Galasite. Let's have a look at what I have here. Okay, the Galasite's run out yet again. Can't say I'm surprised, but might as well keep adding to the mines. One day I'll make enough Galasite. But at least I'm making enough now that I can actually build the ships without too much difficulty, because they require a certain chunk. Okay, more civilian mines. I just think that was an expansion, not a new one, which also makes me very happy. And let's check up on this cruiser fleet. Still heaps of maintenance supplies, so you can stay there for longer. I guess I'm just waiting for some time to pass. And yeah, so things are going pretty smoothly at the moment. I'm basically just building the infrastructure to get all these minings up. Oh, 36 research facilities are available on Moose. So they just did the better engine, I guess. Let's have a look. Power and propulsion, yes, that must have been it. So I can't do this one, reactor. But I think that means I have a better engine. Let's do jump drive efficiency, just for something to do. And don't really need any full efficiency anymore. Let's do these engine tags. Okay, so I think that means I can design a better engine. So I had internal confinement fusion drive, and I think I now have magnetic confinement. So this is, how much power is this one? 200. So this one's bigger, magnetic fusion drive. And if I go to my designs and I go to engines, internal fusion drive. So I have a better engine, and the engines I had before were actually pretty good. So the engines I have now, I think, were about 3 steps up on what I had on my previous ship. So I think I'm just waiting for this railgun tech. Okay, how's the Galasite looking? Hey, I don't think I've seen that amount of Galasite there in a long time. Someone must have unloaded some, and that's a-okay with me. Let's just wait for that research. How's Zate doing? Okay, yeah. Still going strong. Although most of these minerals are coming from these civilian mines. This actually worked much better than I was actually expecting. Okay, so I've got the railgun technology. I've got the better engines. So I think I'm gonna call this episode to a close, and in the next episodes, or I might still play off camera a little bit before I do the next episode, but rest assured, I will invade Nyrod very soon. Probably going to upgrade my fleet with the latest technologies that I have, and it's not a long trip to get to Nyrod, so I think my fleet can happily make it, especially with the tanker support that I have. And yeah, I hope you join me for the next episode. I think it's going to be a fun one because I plan to invade the alien system, and there's actually a proper alien system here this time, not like last time where it was just happened to be 2 ships. I was so disappointed. But yeah, join me next time and we will prepare for or have a battle in the Nyrod system. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks.